updated video on the new DCC layout for the baseboard and ballasting. Now, to get started quite quickly, the baseboard that this is built on is 180 centimeters by 134, which makes it, well, smaller than the old one. But as you can see, or if you go and look at one of my older videos about the old layout, I now might mention that it was laid in a day and was made from a number of Hornby sets, so it was only third radius track. This, however, was done over a long period of time using the correct radius of track, and it all measures up perfectly with a minor use of flexi-track. And to get started, it is based off of the Hornby track plan for 1996, but slightly modified. For example, I did move the curve point from that end of the layout down here. But my main change, the biggest change that I made to that track plan, was adding another turnout there, to my knowledge. I think that wasn't there on the original one. And also the yard itself, which, because I wanted a really big yard, because I don't have a number of layouts. This is currently the only operating one. So I wanted sort of a layout to do everything. So more sidings, the better. And with the limited room, because that is as far back as I can have the point set, I could have had more points branching off that way and all sorts. But no, I decided to go for a head shunt to reverse into a number of sidings, the two of which over there will be an engine shed, and those two down there will be both coal and regular, like, closed stock for box vans. This will be like coaling stage for locomotives, so locomotive services. But this provides the right amount of versatility that I wanted, with the right amount of storage for locomotives and stock. Under the layout we can view the wiring, which definitely took the longest amount of time, and the wiring was made from old 240 volt transformers, which I wasn't even sure what they went to. They were in a cupboard that hadn't been used for a while, and it's just currently standing up on the sawhorses that the rather industrial heavy-duty baseboard was built on top of which I will put some photos of the construction up. The general idea of this layout is that you can have the ability to store a train in the passing loop, or you have another two running. So theoretically, you could run 3 trains on this layout, not at once, but you could have 3, and then have, if you wanted to, another one in the yard. But because this is DCC, it allows for more interesting manoeuvres, and allowing you to store up multiple locomotives on one road in the shed, or multiple on this siding, which could be just like a general goods siding, or a reserve siding for reserve locomotives. There is also another sort of passing loop that was unintentional, but it's there for this here. There's a passing loop that can do that too, and you can run through the points around just that first radius curve there, back out and along the outer loop, and you can run your other train on through the passing loop and along just that far second radius curve. Back up on the top we can see the ballast, which isn't the best ballast. It's pretty good though. For a first time, this is the first time doing actual ballasting, not just using foam underlay. But what happened here, how the ballasting was done, which I'll put up some small clips and photos of the ballasting process here. We can see in the yard that it was started out by a cork underlay to raise up the track, and then it was covered in ballast. We did have to swap out a few points with some better Pico ones, mainly a lot of the points in the yard were pico because we ran out halfway through. But here, this point, because this section here was the first that we did, and we spilt glue on that, so it didn't work, the point didn't work. Things are always cut out on the old Hornby point that was there. But now it's swapped out for a pico point, things don't stop, so don't spill glue on your points. Should learn about that. Anyway, we used a rudimentary shaker made up of a cone. Usually you'd use it for filling like drums of things, or topping up the oil in a car or something, or filling a jerry can in a motorbike. And that was just taped up to ease the control, and you use your finger to regulate. So that went well. The only thing that didn't go so well was it made some of the track pins a bit rusty. Yeah, so that wasn't too good, but anyway. The ballasting went well. It's, for a first time effort, quite good, and as you can quite clearly see, the yard isn't done at all, but I've got different plans for that. And this section in here, but that doesn't really matter. All three main loops and that one siding are done, so